But again, that is an important theme, I think, in real estate. You work hardest at the hardest times, and then you're in a position to take advantage of the better times. But no, I didn't listen to anyone else because there was no other brand that reflected the values that I had or my agents had. Most important part, though, I didn't do it for myself. I did it for my agents. I think the most important thing is understanding the brand, and it means a level of service at the end of the day, because luxury is not just a price point, it's a level of service.
I'm Lucy Edwards, Director of Strategic Engagement at Metaport and VHT Studios. And today I am at Gale Sotheby's International Realty with Deirdre O'Connell. And Deirdre, you are the Chief Executive Officer of this fabulous organization.
Yes, well, thank you so much for coming to visit us and having this time together.
I would love to talk about your successful journey. You started over 30 years ago as when you were young and inexperienced, and you wanted to be a realtor. So you started as a realtor, and then one way or the other, you got to your own brokerage, as I understand, and then to Chief Executive Officer of this prestigious organization.
It's been quite a journey. As I said earlier, it wasn't direct. It was a little bit around and about. But yes, I started in real estate in my late 20s. I at the time had 2 children. I was working in Manhattan, and I wanted to do something closer to home. My husband's family had a real estate company. His grandfather had started it, Ooh. And his uncle was running it at the time. So I worked for him at Thomas O'Connell and Sons. And it was everything that I still think is important in brokerage. We were a tight-knit group. We were a family. We helped each other. And the seasoned agents helped train me, which is important, and launch my career. Sort of fast forward, I ended up having 5 children.
Ooh,
and
that's a busy career by itself.
Very busy career by its correct. So therefore, I had this horrible transaction and with a close friend at the time, and my broker had to help me because I just had my 5th baby. And at that time, our splits were 50-50 when you think about where splits are now. And he came to me and he said, well, I did that engineer and it took a really long time. So this is 60-40, 60 to me, 40 to you. And so that really hit me the wrong way. And I was angry over all of it. And I said, you know what? I quit. I hate real estate and I quit.
Altogether, you quit real estate?
I quit. I let my license expire. I completely quit. And 5 years later, when my youngest was going to kindergarten, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for my career. And I think in life, it's really important. There are moments that other people come into your life and they inspire you to be what maybe the best you can be. And that company, Thomas O'Connell and Sons, was being sold to Coldwell Banker. And the core agents did not want to go to Coldwell Banker. And an older guy who was really my mentor tapped me on the shoulder and he said, I need you to have lunch with me. We need to talk about this. And we sat down and he looked me in the eye and he said, what the hell are you doing? You're meant to be in real estate. And he went on to say that I was in the paper running all these nonprofits and I had everything it took to be successful. But most importantly, I also had the O'Connell name. And he helped me figure out how to put together a plan to open a brokerage. I went home and told my husband I was going to open a brokerage. That was an interesting conversation. But he also inspired me because he said, you can't run a business without a plan. So I had to write a plan and launched Deirdre O'Connell Realty. And unfortunately, it was right after 9/11 and real estate in New York was not doing very well. But again, that is an important theme, I think, in real estate. You work hardest at the hardest times, and then you're in a position to take advantage of the better times. So we seated ourselves, and I started to attract agents in, and we all know the run of the mid-2000s was a wonderful run. Mm-hmm. And we were scrappy, we were hardworking. I opened a second office out on the eastern end of Long Island where I grew up and began to business out there. And that was another pivotal moment because I had begun to grow and my agents needed more. They needed better support. They needed better collateral materials. They needed better marketing. They wanted a better website. And I was running around trying to figure out if I could find a brand to partner with. There was no brand. and Gale Sotheby's International Realty called me. Now they've all called me, but no, I didn't listen to anyone else because there was no other brand that reflected the values that I had or my agents had. And I took the meeting with Pat Peterson, and I never looked back.
Well, that is a beautiful story.
Most important part, though, I didn't do it for myself. I did it for my agents, and they have thrived working under this incredible brand.
Well, speaking of brand, that is so beautiful. I don't even want to ask any other questions. Well, speaking of brands, the brand is powerful. And we were just together at the Sotheby's event, and everyone was talking about the brand and how they were able to grow their business, grow themselves as a professional, as a personal, in their personal life. And I think it is important indeed. So what would you say your agents, how do they leverage the brand when they have a 5-second elevator pitch or when they sit down for a listing presentation? And then the second part to my question is the leadership. How do you leverage the brand to attract agents to thrive and to grow?
Mm-hmm. I think the most important thing is understanding the brand. So Sotheby's is part of our name. And of course, Sotheby's is a derivative of the auction house. And what does the auction house represent? It represents prestige and trust. And then the next part of our name is International Realty. So Sotheby's International Realty, what does that represent? It represents the only global network in the business. I mean, yes, there are other companies that have global affiliations, but we are truly planted in countries around the world. And as you saw at the networking event, we truly network with each other and do true business company to company at the same professional level. And then Gale, Sotheby's International Realty, we have the heritage and legacy of over 100 years of local business. And we've always been known for our strength in professionalism, in marketing, and most importantly, in transacting on an ethical level. So the whole combination is kind of perfect. And when our agents talk the talk and walk the walk, nobody can stop them. You walk in the door, you don't have to sell too hard. You just have to say, Gale Sotheby's International Realty, and explain what each element means. And what does that mean to the homeowner? It means a level of service at the end of the day. Because luxury is not just a price point, it's a level of service.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question. What separates you from your competition? And I think you just answered that. Yes, the level of service and the professional approach. And I agree with you that to be a luxury agent, it's not just to have a lovely suit and then drive a nice car. It's to be professional. Education is important. Well, speaking of education and coaching, what does Gale, Sotheby's International Realty, offer to agents for them to grow and to separate themselves from others with the help of your coaching and education and training?
Mm-hmm. We have multiple levels of training and coaching. Mm-hmm. We have a program that we do monthly through our marketing and training department, and that's done virtually 3 weeks out of the month and 1 week in person, and it covers everything. And then we also do a lot of it locally. So each of our offices does have a sales manager in charge of the sales. They have a marketing coordinator in the office, and they have a transaction coordinator. And a lot of the marketing training, while much of it's done here, from the corporate level, but much of it's done corporate training, local training agents. We also are a ninja company, and we truly believe in the ninja way of doing business. But it's a program that teaches agents to leverage their sphere and to grow their sphere and to have practices every single day that keep them connected with their potential buyers and or sellers. And we have an installation, for instance, coming up in a couple of weeks. And we highly promote the Ninja Way with our agents.
I'm familiar with the program. It is very powerful,
Yes.
very strong. And if agents really listen and take advantage, which successful agents do, it does help.
Right. It's sort of two-pronged. I think for the agents that are up and coming, it gives them systems to be more successful. For agents that are already successful, it gives them better systems to find a better quality of life. So it helps an agent at any level.
At any level. Marketing department. Well, you can't live without marketing department. I've been in marketing all my life, and I believe that it is the one of the most important directions to support agents. Agents, if they are extremely successful, they need marketing because they're just too busy and someone has to help them. If they're brand new and they're just entering the industry, they need someone to guide them. Let's talk about your marketing department.
Sure. I think we have one of the most dynamic
Well, yes, you do.
and talented and experienced marketing departments, and they are more than anything responsive. So from a very basic level, they provide the templates necessary for the day-to-day marketing of the agent, of their properties, of their successes. But on a deeper level, they will also provide them customized marketing. They'll get them a brand for themselves and a logo, and help them come up with a curated campaign just for them that represents them in their own marketplace. They also are in charge of relationships with vendors, so such as all of you, and making sure that we have the best of the best as far as support for our agents in supporting their listings and sales. But I think what really sets us apart, I mean, we have the talent, we've got all of the collateral, but we also believe in the personal one-on-one. It's not like put in a ticket to somebody in Timbuktu and then it comes back. They're real people that are here at HQ, but also on a local level in their offices, helping them day to day to figure out what they need to market themselves and their properties.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that is very important because you can look at everything globally as the company, but you cover such a great territory. You are in Brooklyn and on Long Island, you are in the Hamptons. Every office demands something completely different. You have waterfront and then you have something in the middle of Long Island. So yes, I think that local help is also extremely important.
Yeah, because we have to, and we love that. We love the communities that we service. So we have to reflect those communities in the marketing that we do. And what works perhaps in a secondary home market such as the eastern end of Long Island won't work in Brooklyn,
Right.
and vice versa.
Exactly.
So yeah, it has to have that local flavor.
Technology. So technology, you have to embrace it regardless whether you want to or not. There are different conversations about artificial intelligence and how do you incorporate? Will it replace the agent? What do you hear from your agents? Are they worried? Are they concerned? Are they embracing?
I think all of the above. Again, at the Metro Networking event, we have this amazing speaker. His name was Jason Pantana, and he said it so well. He said, AI is not going to replace the agent. Everyone's going to need an agent that's going to help them find that perfect home. But what it will do, it's going to help them work better, faster and better. And if you can do more in a day, you're going to make more money at the end of the day. So it's already embedded in so much of what we do that we never gave it a name. Like our CRMs have a certain element of AI in helping the agents prompt them as to who to call. Certainly the Matterport is an AI type of product, and we're going to see more and more. And I think it's just a matter of the agents it's a matter of us as the company identifying what products will make their lives better and help them make more money.
And that's when marketing comes to place as well.
Yes,
so
exactly.
They help agents, they guide them, they educate them, and they basically make it easier for them to understand and embrace and live with it.
So AI can be a scary topic, especially when many of the articles that you read in the paper and how it's going to take over the world and all of that. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a tool. It's going to support our tools to help our agents be more efficient, work better, work faster, and potentially eventually make more money. We have it embedded in many of the platforms that we utilize already, including our e-marketing platform, our CRM, social media, and many, many others, including, as you know, our Matterport. So it's part of what we do already, and it's already making the agent's life easier and faster. Our job, though, as their company support behind them, is to continue to identify ways and products to help our agents.
And that's when marketing department also comes in place, when they guide the agents and they educate them. And if they're struggling with some new tools, they assist them in understanding and utilizing. That's important, because you can have all bells and whistles in the world, but if they're not utilized, it's not the same, right? So I think that's what's so good about your company, that you have strong support who make sure that your agents are implementing everything that's offered.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a percentage of agents that just are not going to be able to do it, and we're going to help them if it means that we have to push the button for them, for those agents, we'll push the button for them. But
You're spoiling them.
But because at the end of the day, we want them to sell houses. That's what they do. That's what they do best. And AI is never going to replace that.
That is so true. And I strongly believe that AI will never replace all the humans anyway. Plus, we have to guide AI anyway. So here we go. Let's talk about the new agent and the future agent, if you will. And how do you see what agents have to do in today's environment, especially it's so competitive? Your market is extremely competitive. What do they have to do to thrive, to grow, to be better?
That's a really interesting question because I have seen the evolution of the real estate agent, I think, in my career. And when I first began, particularly in the market that I was in, I would have to say many of the agents were they weren't full-time agents. They were kind of part-time agents, and they worked the people they knew. And our business has become so much more professional. And the agents that are going to be successful in the future are going to be the most professional agents. They're going to be agents that wake up every day, and this is their job. They have a routine. Doesn't necessarily need to be in the office all day, but it is a routine dedicated to their career on a daily basis. And all of these things that we've been talking about are ways to support them in that journey of success. We had none of those things 30 years ago. You had a telephone, that was it. But in order to be truly successful in the future, you can't ignore the changes around you. You have to embrace them, you have to utilize them, and you have to be, and we heard a lot of this, an on-purpose agent, not a passive agent, because there's no room for that anymore. There has always been, but there will be a greater divide between those agents who are successful at real estate and those that are not.
I totally agree with you. I just would like to add that I think it's important for any agent to find the brand and the culture that they can relate to, and definitely make sure that there is support behind the brand for them to succeed. I think that is very important. The support is extremely important.
I couldn't agree with you more. I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in this brand, and I wouldn't have brought a team of agents here 20 plus years ago if I didn't believe in this support, and most importantly, in the strength of the Gale Sotheby's International Realty brand.
Well, congratulations to you and your agents. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
You definitely have a great brand, Gale, and partnered with Sotheby's International Realty. And your agents are so loyal to you. And I think it is, you have a great journey.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I think loyalty comes out of the fact that our agents understand and believe, which I believe, is that we are more than a company. We truly are a family, and that's been a very important part of our culture.
Even if you have 1,000 agents, you're still a family.
Yes.
Well, all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Deirdre.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching. Please click the button below to subscribe to my YouTube channel and enjoy all the videos with leaders in real estate industry. Have a great day. Cheers.